And now let's move on over to the cruise bracket,
Yep.
where we have brother
We got a.
versus brother.
I was gonna say we got Civil War. We got the rebels versus the Yanks. I don't know which one's which though.
I don't know.
Which one supports slavery?
I was gonna say, what if we did, anything else besides the Civil War? Or if they were gonna say Civil War, maybe this is Captain America and Iron Man versus, you
No,
know.
one of them has to support slavery.
I disagree with this comment entirely. So to get past that ugly state that Dylan just put us in,
South Sudan and I don't know what the other one is.
just stop
I
going down the
think
rabbit
just
hole, Dylan.
Sudan.
Just stop going down the rabbit hole, Dylan. just let it be. So we have the number one seed of the cruise bracket, which is Mission Impossible 4 Ghost Protocol, and that is the Burj Khalifa climb. That beat out Batman vs. Superman's warehouse scene, and it beat out the Big Three versus Thanos from Avengers Endgame. So, big franchises here in franchise warfare. Mission Impossible is taking it. A little bit easier road than some of our competitors, but hey, number one seed tends to get that no matter what.
Yep.
And that is going to take on the Mission Impossible 5 Rogue Nation water tank heist. And that got here by beating out the debris crash from Gravity, which I was very impressed by. It was one of those scenes that I was like, really? We're going to put this in? I was like, oh no, I get it. I understand it now. And it beat out the hotel fight from Inception. So groundbreaking scenes in some way, but they don't have the full flourish that the water tank scene does. How did you score Ghost Protocol versus Rogue Nation?
You're gonna be the decider. Mine's 5-5 split.
I went 7-3 Ghost Protocol.
Okay. That's fair.
So that is a 12-8 fight for Ghost Protocol. Ghost Protocol feels to me like the sleeping giant right now. I don't know why,
Hey,
but it's just because it beat Batman versus Superman 19-1.
I was gonna say it literally like that was like the easiest fight of I think the whole tournament.
It
I'm pretty sure.
it beat out Avengers 16-4.
Yeah.
It's the way the seeding works. But when you look at it, you're like, oh, that must have been so easy route. But you look at it, you're like, no, sometimes it's just a team in a tournament's that good that they just
Yeah.
make everything look easy. Ghost Protocol to me is just making everything look easy. Again, it's the human fear created in Ghost Protocol that takes it to that level where you just go, impeccable, hard to beat.
Yeah. So the reason I did the split, I think it has a lot to do with Rogue Nation being my favorite of the Mission Impossibles in as just movies.
Okay.
So I think that has to do with some of it. Uh, and then we also talked about in prior episodes about just generalized like fears, like greatest fears. You always say like, "Oh, you're scared of heights,"
Yeah.
and I guess I'm scared of drowning.
Yeah, we determined that, which is funny because I challenge my fear of heights all the time. Uh,
Yeah,
but
I don't know. I
but
mean, I swim
that's
all
the
the time.
see that's the funny part is, uh, like we were just in Joshua Tree National Park a couple weeks ago on vacation, and I scrambled up to a top of a really thing, and I was just like hanging off a rock, and there was a good fall in between, and I was like, no, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm safe. I'm okay. Or I'll go to the top of a peak and I'll scramble all the way to the top if I can. And everybody around me's like, "Fuck you doing? Like, don't do that." But yet, if I watch the Burj Khalifa, I get that sinking stomach feel where I just go, "I'm not okay. Like, this is not okay. I can't do
hmm
this."
Actually, have you ever seen one of the Mission Impossibles in IMAX?
I've seen. I think it was Rogue Nation I saw in IMAX. I can't remember
Okay.
though. It's a
I
possibility.
I have not seen any of them, and I really would like to.
Wait, I don't know. I won't. No, I don't think so. Maybe not because I've only seen. There was one theater that I went to on the regular that had IMAX that I was like, okay, well, if I'm gonna pay for
hmm
it, I'll go to IMAX. But I don't think that was until Philly. So,
Oh, okay.
so no, I don't think so. I would agree with you. I think I like Rogue Nation the most out of all the Mission Impossible films. For me, I'd probably go Rogue Nation, Fallout, Ghost Protocol.
Oh, I thought Ghost Protocol was your favorite.
I just think that it's the ramp up to where it gets very much just like, fuck it. And I really like when Mission Impossible's in fuck it mode. And I think
Oh
Rogue
yeah, I
Nation's
mean,
the peak of that. And that's where I think Fallout has
four,
more general fun than Ghost Protocol. Ghost
four
Protocol
is
is taking you
yeah,
out of that old version of Mission Impossible.
four is definitely the point where it hits, where it goes, okay, we're doing something different here now,
Yeah.
because it feels completely different than the first
Oh, I
three.
remember going into Ghost Protocol with you and Dad and just going like, okay.
I love the third one too, though. Like, it doesn't feel like any of the later sequels.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
It's because I remember falling in love with Mission Impossible through Ghost Protocol, and then going back to rewatch them because I knew you had Mission Impossible 3, and I was like, oh, I'll go track these down. I was like, these are not the same. This is
yeah,
this is a one-off. And then Rogue Nation came off and went, okay, so this isn't a one-off anymore. It's just this is where we go. Nope, we're going this way.
yeah, yeah. So the water tank sequence, it is straight up just. Well, I shouldn't say it's straight up just the fear of drowning because it's not actually. It's cutting between those three characters, and it's doing it really well. And you know the stakes immediately. It's just if Tom doesn't succeed, then well, actually, it's if Ilsa doesn't succeed, then Tom doesn't succeed, then Simon Pegg doesn't succeed.
Yeah, Benji then doesn't succeed.
There's a very clear dynamic there that you know immediately.
Yeah, the only one who's safe if people fail is Ilsa. She's the only one that makes it out if
Yes.
because you know I can now say Ethan Hunt because I've watched it enough. Because I'm just gonna say Tom most likely, just like you would. If Ethan fails, Benji's done. If Benji fails, Ethan's still not in a good spot, right? Like,
Well, no, the only thing they actually need to succeed is Benji. Because the whole mission is to get the information that Benji needs.
right. It's just Ethan has to be the one to get it all done. The
Yeah,
spinning turbine and taking advantage of the fear, uh, and the fact that he accomplishes step one and fails step two is crucial to this scene
yeah,
because it at least gets that little part of your brain going, what if?
yeah. And then I love
What
that
if?
it comes down to pure luck where he has the two cards and he doesn't know which one's the actual good one.
Yeah, and he
So
just puts it in.
yes. So just like, oh fuck it, whatever.
He just drops one. He's like, well, this is the one I have. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that element of it. The That's the first moment where you buy Ilsa as a babyface as well, where you go, oh, she's here and I like her. Not, I like
Until
her, but
20 seconds
she's
later.
right. But that's that first scene where even after she betrays them at the end of that scene, you
Yeah.
still go, God, I love her.
That's true. You're still not like she's a bad guy. You're still like, what is her deal? Like what is wrong with her
And
character?
you could tell there's just something up with her. And I love Rebecca Ferguson. I love her in everything I've ever
Yeah.
seen. She's a high point for me in Dune. She's
Really
a high point for me in pretty much everything she does.
really disappointed about her character. Like
It's
her
because
arc is
it's because of the
very
production
disappointing.
stuff.
I know, but it's so disappointing for that character.
I mean, we talked about it, and she said it publicly. She loves being on Mission Impossible. She loved it, but she can do 3 to 5 movies in the time that Mission Impossible is filmed.
Yep.
And she's at a crucial part of her career. She's like, I can do 3 to 5 more things, or I can do another Mission Impossible.
Hmm.
And it sucks because that was the perfect love interest for that character.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be honest. I don't care about Ethan's wife. I don't care about Michelle Moynihan. No disrespect to her. I think she does a good job in what she's doing.
Oh,
But I've
well, I
never
mean,
cared. I've never
no,
cared.
that character her story's ended now.
I know,
Like,
but then they bring her back for Fallout to make sure that she kind of like approves Ilsa. So it's even more heartbreaking that now you have Ilsa going like, nope, I'm gone.
no, this is
Sorry,
where
spoilers for
it,
sorry,
yeah,
spoilers for Final Reckoning or Dead
this
Reckoning, whatever one it is.
this is where in the future that's where you go any love interest moving forward, I am like, eh, whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of the classic. To me, it's similar to.
It's kind of Bond in a way.
It's kind of Bond in a way, but I look at it very much like Batman, where in the comics there's Catwoman and there's
Oh,
everyone
sure.
else, and
Yeah.
there are others that come close, but nobody's Catwoman. So if on screen, if they ever did Catwoman then someone else, everything will feel inferior to Catwoman.
Yeah. I was just saying it could be Bond in a way because maybe they'll just start doing that, like one off.
I think it's now Haley Atwell if they're actually going to
I
end
th-
this thing.
I think they're gonna go for that, but actually I'd prefer that. I don't want them to go Bond. I don't like when Bond does that anyways, so
Well, I think that's why the whole Daniel Craig arc is way better
yes.
because there's really two. There's two women. The
Yes.
first one and then
There,
the last one. And that's it.
there's actually a through line. Yeah.
So again, to focus more on the Rogue Nation stuff, the character elements here are perfect. You get such a triumphant moment to believe in a character. The person that you already know and love is in danger. You love Benji, and you're just like, come on. You know Benji's gonna make it, but you're still like, I don't know. They kill other characters.
I mean, technically, he has a very easy job. All he has to do is walk.
Right.
It's just about is he going to succeed in that walk?
Right. And I think that that's a perfect way. I will say this. I think, which is obviously why I voted for it, I think the Burj Khalifa is a better scene than Rogue Nation. But I will say the fact that you have three elements playing together in a real way is a perfect way to move you out of the Ghost Protocol problem, which is how do we top Ghost Protocol? Well, we have to be, you can either be better than, worse
Sure.
than, or different than. So why don't we do different than with a similar vibe?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you do it.
Yeah, that's a good way of saying it. Yeah.
So Ghost Protocol takes it 12 to 8. That is just more of a reflection of competition. That is not a reflection of the sleeping giant.